Hello fellow football connoisseurs and welcome back to the quick take. In this video I'll be going over the news regarding Armando Broja, Karim Benzema, Alphonso Davies surprisingly, and also Victor Osimhen and a little bit of Trevoh Chalobah right at the very end. Before I continue, I would like to quickly remind you I am running a giveaway with OwnASaber.com where at 15,000 subscribers you could be in with a chance at winning the King of London lightsaber, the perfect saber for every Chelsea fan. 3 participants will be chosen and all you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and check the pinned comment down below for more information. And with that, on with the video. So starting things off with the Albanian striker Armando Broja, this coming in from Ben Jacobs. Sources indicate Chelsea's valuation of Armando Broja is £35 million plus. And then Matt Law came out an hour later, Chelsea value Armando Broja at around £50 million. Now, of course, quite a discrepancy there, although Matt Law did go on to explain that Chelsea are believed to have taken into consideration Højlund's £72 million deal when putting a price tag on Armando Broja, which is £50 to £60 million. He did also go on to say, I understand Chelsea currently value Armando Broja at around £50 million. That sounds steep and may drop, but maybe not so crazy when you consider what other strikers have been going for, and Brighton's £100 million valuation of Evan Ferguson. And he's completely in his right to say that. A lot of the strikers we have been quoted, I think Brentford won 100 million for Ivan Toney. Of course, Ivan Toney is a much better striker than Armando Broja is, but the striker market is very inflated, and it makes sense that with someone like Paul Winstanley in the club, we're going to be looking to sell our players for Brighton prices, and as we all know, Brighton prices are heavily inflated. But yes, I thought thinking back for my How to Rebuild Chelsea video, I did include Armando Broja, but I watched that back earlier and actually I didn't include Armando Broja. He was one of the names that was omitted from the sell list and maybe I should have had him on there. Back then, I would have thought we maybe would have got 25, maybe 30 million euros at him for a push. This season, again, he's barely played. When he has played, he hasn't really impressed. He won a penalty against Man City. I think that's his highlight, really. Other than that, nothing really too special. Nothing really to warrant a £50 million price tag. But again, if Armando Broja was at Brighton and he had a couple of seasons ago a rather successful loan at Southampton, they would ask for 40. They would ask for 50, 60 million pounds for him. That is just how clubs do business, and it does seem like we are trying to follow the Brighton way of doing things, and so maybe overpricing a lot of our players to give us a stronger starting position when it comes to negotiations and really bringing more money into the club right now is a wise move to go down. And of course, we are looking at potentially moving Conor Gallagher on towards the end of window. I know Mauricio Pochettino has been a big advocate in keeping him, although the player is yet to sign a contract extension. And if Chelsea do want to pursue a deal for Osimhen, then a big player like that will have to be moved on. And that brings us on to this quick update from Jacob Steinberg. Chelsea's dream transfer target is Victor Osimhen, and they are still open to listening to bids for Conor Gallagher due to FFP concerns, much as I believed. And I do think Tottenham Hotspur will come in for him during the last week of the transfer window, putting pressure on Chelsea. They know our position when it comes to FFP. They may lowball us with an offer, maybe £40 million, £45 million. The lowest I would go is £45 million with either £5 or £10 million worth of add-ons. But yeah, Armando Broja, it was expected that if there was going to be a striker coming in this January, one of the strikers would have to go, and it does look like it is the Albanian. And moving on to a bit of an exciting news story, I have manifested this with my YouTuber mind. This coming in from Inside Eintracht FFM. I'm going to try and read this in German before I translate it. Aus England hört man, dass der Chelsea FC Interesse an Alphonso Davies hat und an einem Angebot für den im Sommer 2025 vertragsfreien Spieler des FC Bayern arbeitet. Im Gegensatz wäre dann Chilwell ein Spieler den Tuchel schätze FC Bayern. Of course, what does that translate to? It translates to this. We hear from England that the Chelsea FC is interested in Alphonso Davies and is working on an offer for the FC Bayern player who will be out of contract in the summer of 2025. In return, Chilwell would be an idea, a player that Tuchel values. Thank you, Thomas Tuchel, the gift that keeps on giving. Now, very exciting news. Again, of course, I did my left back video and Alphonso Davies was my #1 choice at left back, and so if this comes off, if this is true, if this rumor, if not, is a rumor, it's been reported by a journalist. If this is true, fantastic days ahead. A lot of people saying, why would he go to Chelsea? One, he is a Chelsea fan. Two, he said on I think it was an interview with ESPN, he'd rather play in the Premier League than he would in La Liga. So there is that curiosity, there is that want to play in England compared to Spain, compared to Real Madrid. Speaking of older videos breaking, Karim Benzema is exploring his options in the January transfer window after 6 underwhelming months at Al Ittihad, sources have told Lawrence Julian of ESPN FC. The Premier League could be an option for Benzema, with multiple clubs, including Chelsea, showing interest. Now, I saw that we were linked to Benzema, and I've seen that we've been linked to Roberto Firmino, but apparently Roberto Firmino is off the table, which leaves, I think, Benzema and Mitrovic. Now, the two, you got to ask yourself, who's the one who just won a Ballon d'Or fairly recently? Well, I think it was Karim Benzema, wasn't it? And of course, I did want to mention Trevoh Chalobah, a saga that started in the summer and it looks to be ending in the January window. Exclusive: Chalobah, Fulham want him. Talks and ideas about a 6-month loan with an option to buy. That is coming in from Sky Sports Germany. Fantastic news, of course. Trevoh Chalobah is one of the centre-backs that we need to get off of our hands so we can move on to bigger and better targets. I'm talking the Antonio Silvas, I'm talking about the Lenny Yoros, I'm talking about the Ousmane Diamandes. I'm talking about these level of players that we need to be targeting in the January and the summer transfer windows. Upgrades that will take us from mid-table mediocrity to top-level champions. And a final note, a little final note from Kepa Arrizabalaga. Chelsea will ask around £17 million for Kepa Arrizabalaga in the summer. This is a figure Real Madrid would not pay for a backup. That is coming in from The Athletic. Oh my god, we paid what, £70 million for this guy, and Real Madrid won't even budge at £17 million. How the mighty have fallen. Has Kepa Arrizabalaga gone down as one of the worst transfers in the history of Chelsea Football Club in terms of price? You could argue Lukaku, and you could probably argue someone like Bakayoko and maybe Danny Drinkwater, but to me, Kepa Arrizabalaga is up there. So there we have it. Armando Broja potentially off to potentially Aston Villa. Apparently Aston Villa are one of the clubs interested in him. Of course, Wolves are interested in him as well, along with West Ham. 3 suitors. Who do you think he will go to? Will they cough up the money? £35 million plus. Could that be £35 million plus originally, plus £15 million in add-ons? Maybe that's European qualification. Maybe that's a Europa League trophy. Maybe that's a Carabao Cup trophy. Maybe that's a certain amount of appearances. What do you think the add-ons will be? Let me know in the comment section down below. Alphonso Davies links. Have I started this? Is Todd Bodie watching the quick take? We've seen Antonio Silva links. We've seen Alphonso Davies links. I'm just waiting for the Šeško links. Let's have it. Victor Osimhen coming in the summer, hopefully. Trevoh Chalobah off to Fulham. Lots of news today, and potentially Karim Benzema on loan. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been the Quick Take, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.